Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Whenever you create a subscriber, you must have seen that the subscriber gets this status as active, right? Whenever we create a new subscriber, it is always the active state. And you can also see that we have other statuses like bounced, held, right? We'll understand that. What is the meaning of these status, how a subscriber gets one of these status, and how the status impacts the working of a subscriber or the capability of a subscriber. The first one, whenever we create a subscriber, it will get an active status, and active means that it can receive the communication. You know it will not be excluded by Marketing Cloud at the time of the send, and it has not experienced any bounce. It is a very new subscriber, we can say, it is capable enough to receive the communication. It is active and everything is good. Now let's say we are sending this email to this particular subscriber, and because of some reason, the email gets bounced. Then Marketing Cloud will automatically change the status of the subscriber to bounced, which means that the subscriber has faced either a soft bounce or the hard bounce. Then what happens? Then it will be marked as bounced. Let's say now, within the 15 days, within 1 month, the subscriber has faced more than 3 bounces, either software, hard, then what will happen? The Marketing Cloud will change the status of the subscriber to health, which means that now the subscriber will not receive any communication for Marketing Cloud. And at the time of the send, this subscriber will be excluded because marketing or assume that since the subscriber has received more than 3 bounces, it means maybe there is some problem with the email address or maybe server and something like that. There is no point sending the communication further to this particular subscriber. If the subscriber is in the health status, they will be excluded. Many times in project we face this issue that there are some customers who are in the health status. And the client says that these are the customers who are not receiving the email communication. And we go back and check what is the status. If it is held, it means that they are being excluded by Marketing Cloud at the time of the instant. Next one is the unsubscribe. Whenever we unsubscribe from the email communication, these status will change. There are a couple of ways to unsubscribe. A subscriber can go to the Profile Center page and Subscription Center page and click on the unsubscribe button and it will be unsubscribed. Also, we can go to a particular subscriber, and if you want to do it from our end, we can do this as well. We'll click on this unsubscribe button and this status will change to unsubscribe. Let it open. Mark is not sometimes like it is very, very slow. It is unsubscribed. What is showing active? When you hover over this icon, you can see it says unsubscribe. Right, and we have this option to activate, and if any subscriber is already active, then we can unsubscribe any subscriber. Let's talk about this one. The green symbol says that it is in the active state and we can unsubscribe this. Now let's talk about one more feature. That is called send logging. What happens? Send. Logging means that we need to log the send information. Whenever the email is sent, we need to capture the information about the same, that to whom we send this email, or when it was sent, and was it a successful error, or these kind of things. But we have already seen that we can track the information about the email and sending the tracking tab. Whenever the email is sent, the marketing code automatically attracts all these things. We go to the tracking sense tab and then we go over here and then we can see that when the email was sent, how many opens, how many clicks, and these kind of things, right? Send. Logging is different. Send logging allows us to capture the custom information. What are you meaning of the custom information? Let's say we are sending this email to this particular subscriber, and in this JET extension that we are using to send the email, it has got to say 10 fields. Maybe it has got some personal information like first name, that's an email address and order aid or something like that, right? It has got, let's say, a couple of fields. Here we cannot track all these things, right? We don't know. For example, if I click on this particular link and if I want to check that, I can see that these are the 3 subscribers to whom we send the communication. But we don't know that. If I want to check what is the first name of this customer, or what is the last name of this customer, or maybe what is a customer rate, or maybe any other information that I want to see related to this particular subscriber, or if I want to see that what is the order number for which we send this communication to this particular subscriber. We do not have that capability to capture the custom information. If we'll talk about the default or the out of the box tracking thing, for that we have this feature called send logging. And let me share you one use case with you. I was working on one project, and what happened is that by mistake, when we were sending the email communication by mistake, there was some mistake in a billing amount. It was supposed to be 100, but by mistake, I think it was 200. Now, if now the customer, the company and say that my, billing amount is incorrect, it has to be 100, and why it is 200. Now the client comes to us and then say, there is, I think, some mistake in the email message. Can you please check, like, is it the mistake from your hand or like from where this mistake happened? If we'll check the tracking tab, we don't know like what was the information that was sent to the customer, right? We only know these are the customers to whom we have sent, but what all information that we have sent, we don't have any idea. For that, what we can do, let's say if we have one data extension where we are capturing that what all information we are sending to the customer, that in future if something is like this happens, we can go to the data extension and we can see that this is the customer rate, and let's say 001. We have some this communication to this customer, and what our information that we have sent, let's say the billing amount was this, and maybe any other information that we are capturing in the data extension. There are a couple of use cases and a couple of benefits if we capture the custom information in a data extension. How do we do that? Let's take a look at it. We have to create a data extension. Let me create it over here and show you. We will click on the click button and click on the standard data extension and click on. Now here we will to create from template, and then we have one out of the box template called send log. And click on this and click on. Let's say this is fine. Click on next. Click on next. And whenever we create a data extension using a template, we always get this, pre-populated fields, and these fields are not available. We cannot either delete these fields, we cannot modify these fields, right? This will be as it is. But if you want to add an additional field, we can do that. This is an email send log, and we have some send log as well. Let's talk about this one first. This is the, if you want to create a send log for the email communication, then we have to select the template called send log. And if you want to create a send log for the SIMS communications, then we have to create a template. Then we have to choose a template called SIMS send log. If you want to capture the SIMS communication in data extension, if we'll choose email send log, then what will happen? That we have to choose the template, and we will get these fields pre-populated. Job list, it batched. I'll explain you all these things in a while. Let me click on create button, and then you see that it is not allowing us to create a send log data extension. Why it is happening? Because we already have one send log data extension created in the same account. Marketing Cloud says that you can only have one send log data extension in a single account. And why is that? Because it makes sense. Let's say if we have multiple send log data extension in the single account, and every time we send one email communication, the data extension will capture, like all the data extension will capture the same information. Like what is the subscriber key error code, whatever it is, will capture the same information. It doesn't make any sense that capturing the same information is storing the same information in multiple data extensions. That is why Marketing Cloud has restricted us to create only one data extension, one send log data extension in a single account. We have already created this. That is why we don't have the permission, or we don't have the capability to create another one. You must have seen that. See, I've already seen that we have all these fields, right? These 6 fields will be pre-populated job listed, batched, submit job. We discussed that whenever we send an email communication, a job, it will be created and it will be associated with a particular email, a particular email, a particular email. A list will be associated, either all subscribers list or any other list that you are using to send the email. Batched. What happens is that whenever we have, let's say, a large batch of emails, let's say 1 lakh emails, all these 1 lakh emails will not be sent in one particular go right in one particular batch. What happens? All the emails sends will be, separated into separate batch, or it will be divided into multiple batches. And then let's say if we have 100 emails, or let's say 1 lakh emails, then a batch of, let's say 10,000 emails will be created, and then it will be sent. Based on the capability of the MT, the batch will be divided into multiple small batches. It says what was the batch number. When we send this email, it will capture, like it will create one report for one subscriber. Let's say if we have 10 different subscribers to whom we are sending this email. Let me do one more thing. We have sent couple of emails. Let me see if the information was captured on here. If you want to access the data extension, we have 2 different places. One is Email Studio and another one is the contact window. But the limitation over here is that we can only access top 200 reports. But if you want to access beyond that, we have to access the data extension from the contact builder. We will go to contact builder. This is the data extension. Let's go to send log folder, and then here we have this extension from send log template. We will go to reports and let's go to last page. Job. This id and batch id and then subscriber id is an attribute to the subscriber. We discussed that there are two unique attributes of a subscriber key in the subscriber id which cannot be duplicated. Sub id is a subscriber id of the subscriber and the trigger send id. If we are sending the email to a trigger send, then it will be generated error code if there is any error in the email message. Let's do one thing. Let's trigger the email and then we will capture all this information and then we will see that whether it is logging the email send information or not. These are the following sensor which supports send logging user initiated triggered. A B-test guide. Answers were simple. If we are trying to send the email using a test send, then we don't have the option to capture this information with send log data extension. If you want to capture this information, a send log data extension, then we have to use any of these. Email sends option. We will take the normal route for now and let's go to the content. Right now we have however reports. We have 3003 and 57 reports. When we send the email to 3 subscribers, it will be 360. Before sending the email, we want to capture the custom information, right? But how marketing to identifies like what all information has to be captured. It basically takes the value from the data extension, which is being used for the sending. We are going to use this data extension. Oh no, let me just pick the system. We'll go to data extensions and then we will see what all fields that we have in the data extension. Let's go to this folder. Oh, sorry, let's go to this folder and we have 3 reports over here. What happens? The fields that we have over here. If the name of the field matches the name of the field in the send log data extension, and it will be captured. All these 6 things we know is pre-populated and we don't need to worry about it. But if you want to capture any additional information, then we have to create additional field in the send log data extension. I want to capture the customer id of the customer to whom we are sending. What I'll do? I'll click on the Create Attribute button. We already have the customer id. We already have the customer item and we have location, email address. What will happen? The name of the fields which are exactly matching. For example, first name email address. We have first name email address, right? They will be captured. But state city is equal. We don't have the field here for the state city and zip product. This information will not be captured. And the fields like phone number locations of these fields, we do not have in the data extension. There's no way the marketing cloud can fetch the information for these fields. These fields will be made. But for all the fields, Marketing Cloud can find the matching field here in the sendable data extension. They will be captured. Now let's do one thing. Let's send this the choreographer and we see that the information is correct and we click on the send button. Now what will happen? The email will be sent to the subscribers that we have in our data extension. It says that the profile center link is missing. What we need to do? We need to add the profile center link. How do we add it? We have to add the code snippet here. We click on this profile center and we should be good to go. I'll click on save and send. We need to click on this button. We need to choose the audience. This is the checkbox that is sent log data. If we check this checkbox, then only we will be able to capture the send log information. But if you do not check this checkbox, then what will happen? We won't be able to capture the send log information with send log data extension. If we click on, the link is flexible. If you want to capture, we can check the checkbox. If we don't want to capture, we can uncheck the checkbox. We will click on the next button. First of all, we will go to the tracking tab to see whether the email is sent or not. Let's do one thing. We will directly go to this tab. If you want to refresh the data extension from the content builder, one way is that we refresh the entire page. The another way is that because the entire page contains different components. This is a different component and the above one is a different component. Instead of refreshing the entire page, we are interested in refreshingly. This will be a particular component. What we will do? We will click on Add button and we will cancel this. What will happen? This the component which resides inside. This will be updated. Now we can see earlier there were how many reports. We will just read into the course. We will let you read the question. We have 3 reports. Now we have sent the email to 3 subscribers. It should be 360. We will go to data extensions and here we will go to send log folder. Now we have 360 reports. Now we have 360 reports and we will go to the last page, which is 135. And we can see what's happening. The job ID will remain same, right? For this particular sense job ID will remain same because we are sending one email only. And the list ID will also remain same because they are chosen in the all subscribers list. And because they all were clubbed into a single batch because we don't have large number of subscribers. It says the batch ID was 1 and the subscriber ID will be different, right? For each subscriber it cannot be same. 366 and 38. We have 3 different. The subscriber ID will always remain same for the same subscriber. If you see this one, for infras, the subscriber ID is this one, right? It will always be this one. And they will capture the customer information like first name, email address, and customer ID. Why phone number at the location could not be captured? Because we do not have the matching field in the sendable data extension. If we had that, then it would have captured this field in the sendable data extension. Any doubt, like how do we capture the information? Where do we capture the information? What is the entire process? What are the different use cases? I think we have pretty much done with the email distribution. We discussed about the subscribers, the extension list. We discussed about the different types of the sends that we have, and then A/B testing and the tracking. And then the format, the send classification node, and then the send login. Now we will see the content part. That's how we can create the content in the content builder. One thing that this is the same interface or is the same application we are able to access from Email Studio as well, right? When we go to Email Studio and we go to content, the same thing we can access from here as well and from the content builder. Then what is the difference between? Like I mean by marketing, probably not get the same thing at 2 different places. There has to be some differences. If you look at this one and if you look at this one, it is exactly the same, right? The only difference is that when we access the content builder from Email Studio, we only have the capability to create the content related to the email communication. We can create the email messages, email templates and all. If I'll click on this create button, you will see all the options related to the email mail message, email templates in your content blocks and upload. But when we access the content builder from the content builder application, then what will happen? We are, not limited just to the email communication, but we can create the assets or we create the content for the source channel communication. We have now the capability to create the sums message, push notifications in that message is right. The first difference is that Content Builder allows us to create the content for multiple communication channels, but if you access it from the Email Studio, then we can only take it or from related to the email communication. The another difference is that here we have the content, let's say in Email Studio. Email Studio is a application which is exclusive to email communication, and we can do anything and everything related to the email communication, right? If you want to create the content, if you want to send the email, whatever it is, we have to do anything related to the email. We have the send option over here. But the content builder is meant to develop the content, design the content, and not for sending the content to the subscriber. If you will go to the same email over here, you will not get the option to send the email, right? You have this option to share, you have the option duplicate and all these things, but this option to send the email is not available in the one of the, these are very minor differences that you might come across. Let's talk about the content builder for a while. As we can see, it is a very easy to use interface. Do you have to? Just it is a very richly world, and we'll see that how we can use the drag and drop functionality to design the alien, to create the email. It's very rich in the, and if somebody doesn't know the HTML, we can design the email using the content builder. We have the out-of-the-box content blocks. Using that, we can do this. If somebody knows the HTML well and good, we can use the HTML code, and we can create the email from this patch as well. Whenever we create the email message, we can see the preview in real time, right? It doesn't happen that we are creating this email message and after 1 hour or after 1 day we'll be able to see the preview, or we have to send the email and then we can only see the free point. You know that the moment we make the changes on my right hand side, we can see this preview, right? It is like these editors are called like what you see is what you get. And then we saw some of the codicidal page that we can insert, like open tracking, physical mailing address, and these kind of things. That is something we can do in the content builder. We'll explore more about the content builder. These are just some features that are highlighted in a content builder. As the name says, we are going to build the content. Right? Content means at the end of the day, we are going to build the email message because we need to send the email message. Now, every email message is made up of the content, blog site. Typically, if you see that whenever you receive the email message in your inbox, it contains different sections. It has some headers, it has body, it has footer inside the body, it has different sections. It has got some couple of images or maybe some buttons or some text or maybe some image crowds or something like that. It is not just all the text, but it contains different components or different section or different blocks. You can see, right? Marketing Cloud says that what you can do. First of all, you can create different types of content blocks. Image block or maybe a button or maybe text. And once you have all these things in place, we can combine all these content blocks and create one email message that we don't need to, that we have the better controls over the image, over the email message. Let's say if you just want to change one image, We don't need to, change everything in the email. We just have to replace that one content block in the email. First of all, we will see the different types of content blocks that we have. We have button for this new set dynamic content, HTML, freeform, and all these things. We'll be discussing about all these things one by one. Let's move on, and the first content block that we have that we're going to discuss is the text content block, which is a very simple one. Let's say we have placed one order on Amazon, and what needs to happen is that, and this is that your order has been confirmed, that whatever the order that we have placed, that is confirmed. The email message will contain some, brand logos, some images, some text. Here we are going to write the text that will be there in my email message. What I can say hello and then customer name. I can say, hello customer. Or maybe if I want to personalize this now, I know that how we can personalize this, right? Instead of writing a generic customer, what we can say, if we can include the personalization string, that is the name, and if you choose that data extension, what we will do, I will use hello first. What will happen? It will say hello Raf or whatever. The first name is stored in the data extension. It will populate that thing, and then we can write something like this. Thank you for shopping with us. We would like to let you know that go ahead and select your order. Let's come from something like that. And then maybe it will have some, a table. Maybe we can design a table inside this. We can select the number of rows, columns, and this kind of things, and let's say treatment. And then let's say if we have a couple of orders, order number and order description or something. I mean, based on the requirement, we can design the email using the text block. We have all these, editing options that we get in a Word. In Microsoft Word, we can, bold the text. For example, if you want to bold it, we can bold it, italic, underline. If you want to align this in center, left, right data table, or something like that. If you want to add a personalization, if you want to change the font size, font style or whatever, you can do it. Right? If you want to add a link, we can do that. This is the normal editor. That would it's not, let's say, order number over to 001, and this is next. In any content block, now we'll be discussing more content blocks. As we move forward, we'll be discussing more content blocks. In any content block, we have three different sections. One is the content, where we are writing the content of. Here we are developing the content. Another one is the block setting. The block setting applies on the entire block, right? The block has some boundary. What we can do? We can have a border. Let's say if I want to have a border of black color and click on, this is my entire content block, right? This is the entire box. Now, if I want to style the entire box, I can do with the help of the background. Let's say I want to have a gray background here. This will look something like this. And then if you want to add some spacing between the border and the content, how I can do that? With the help of the padding. Let's say if I want to have a padding of 25 pixels, what it will do, it will really have some space between my border and the actual content. Now the margin also adds some spacing between your, border and the actual content. They like border and just the body of the email message. If you want to add the space between the body and between the email message self and the border of the content block, then you can add some margin. And if you want to have some space between the content and the border, then you can add some padding. These are the styling options that we can choose if you want to style the content now. Next, we have the 8 tool editor. Whatever we write in the content, the HTML code for that will be automatically generated. What happened? If you are familiar with the HTML, then you know that we can use this. Be like a bold tag, B tag for the. If you want to make any text bold, break type is for the break line, right? If you want to have a break or if you want to have a space between two different types, we can use the bird type. Whatever we are writing over here, the HTML code, the corresponding HTML code will be automatically generated. We don't need to worry about the HTML code. We can only just write the content over here and the HTML will automatically be generated. For someone who doesn't know the HTML, we can write it in the text block. That is also fine. Or if somebody is familiar with the HTML, they can also write the estimate code over here. When we do the preview and test, we will be able to see that it says hello, first name and all these things, and it will be, like exclusive, or it will be different for different customers. Now let's move on to different content blocks. That there's a free form, you can see that the similar options here. Anybody can support the difference between the free form and the text block, and then we can see all the similar options. Right? But there's one difference. There's one difference in terms of the option. One option is additional here. What we're going to do, we can also add the images over here along with the text. Let's see if I want to write something like this. Now let's say below are some recommendations based on your order history. And what I want to do, I want to increase the size and I can add some of the images. Maybe we can add some images it would be any other earphone or headphones or maybe mobile phone. That is something you can be. HTTP. What will happen? that it will insert these images, and let's see, we can have these images and some text or something like that. In free form, we can have images and the text. And all these things will apply here as well. All the block settings. We can have the background, border spacing, and all these things. And the HTML code will be automatically generated whatever we do here in the console. Let's save this. Click on the Save button and then save it as freeform. Next one is the image country block. If you want to just insert one image, what we can do? We can have this image contents up. Here we can browse the image. We can upload all these images from our local system as well. Let's take this. Let's add this one. This is the image that we want to add. And this could be our local image, right? And if you want to change the height and width, we can do that. Let's say if I want to change it to, this is the, let's say we have 200 pixels 600. And I want to meet height as 1. The width will automatically be adjusted. But if you want to control the width and height on our own, we click. This is the lock icon, right? When we click on this, it will be unlocked. Unlocked means now we have the full control over the height and width. I want to make it 600 and they should be 1. If you will this, if this loop icon will be locked, then what it will do? It will auto adjust the height and width. That is fine. Now, after the dimensions we have set, we have the option of the alternative text in case the image is not available. Let's say we have delivered this image from our account and now this, not loading on the client center. It is not loading on there. We will fuck. And what will happen? Or because of any other reason, the image is not loading. At least the alternative text will appear over here. We can say this is northern. Or clickers. In case the image is not loading, the alternative text will appear. And then we have the image settings. We can set the border. We can set the image padding. If you want to add some spacing, it will align this link right and I left and I center and I. And if you want to add a link, somebody clicks on this. Let's say they will be there. It's a website of North and they are with us. For now, it's the link of Google. What will happen? That whenever we click on this thing, they will be directly to Google. And then we have the block settings. In the block settings, the setting will be or the styling will be applied on that block. And the estimator will generate the necessary for it automatically. And that block. And that block. And that block. we can see. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.